Man, what a gloomy day out. It's gray, not very pretty out. Looks like it could rain any minute. I'm going to do something fun today. I think I'm going to make me a bat house. I've always wanted to try it, never done it. Figured, we're going to give her a whirl. Let's see how this goes. I'll meet you up at my saw. Here, I got some 1x3.5. I got some 1x4 tongue and groove, and I got another assorted sizes of those I'm going to cut up for this project. It's going to take at least 4 pieces wide that are 16 for the front, and I'm going to make them 20 inches wide for the back, so there's going to be several pieces. So I am going to show you what I'm going to cut the sides, and then I'm going to cut the tongue and groove to size, and I'll meet you back at the table when we put them together. As you can see, I cut this board at 20 inches. I'm going to cut it in half because I only get 2 inches out of it, and it'll give me 1.5 inches left over on each side, but the project calls for 2 inches in the middle. So I'm going to have to rip this. I couldn't get it out of one board like I wanted to, so I had to use 2. So I'll meet you at my table saw, or table saw. Back to the saw again. I have to cut the back boards to 16.5 inches long. And I'm going to cut 3 of them at a time, so stand by. So, I got the back boards cut. I got 5 of them cut at 16.5. On the front boards that are going to go on the front of the back box, they're going to be cut at 16 inches. So, let me cut one of these, and I'll cut the rest of them, and I will get back with you. So, I have one of my 20-inch boards that I'm going to cut. These are the 20s. I got to cut these in the 2-inch strips for the sides of my board. And I'm going to look at it and see which one's my best side, because I can't get 2 out of one board. So I'm only going to get 1. And I really don't like this knot, because it'll be a pain in the butt when I'm doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that knot part off. So I'm going to cut 2 inches. Stand by. So on one of the 16.5-inch boards, I have to cut off the tongue part, or the groove part of it, because if I use the bottom, it could be a decorative piece. It's easier than having the bottom. I think it's easier to cut the bottom because I can see it when I set up my table saw. Even though I don't always get that straight cut off the tongue. So I'm going to go with it the other way, and I'm going to take. It's almost like a 1/4 inch of it off. It's not necessary, so it's no big deal. I'm going to end up putting some grooves in. I have to set up my saw depth to 1/8 of an inch. Not even. I want to barely skim that board. And you can do this with a circular saw. You don't have to use a table saw. I just happen to have one. It makes my life really simple this way. So I'm going to run this. When I run these through, I'm going to start off in the center. And I'm going to put it at that little 1/8 inch or whatever barely comes up. Because you can see when I hit it, it just barely moves the saw. I only want to put a line in it because that's what the bats are going to use to crawl up this thing. This is something I'm trying on my own. I don't know whether it's going to work. I've never tried it, but I'm making my bat box. That's the way it is. But this is the bottom. This is going to be my very top piece. So I don't know. We're going to try it. And put it down to 1 inch. It should give me both sides here. It should be the same. you're going to end up with a board something similar to this. You're going to have 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, and 1 inch. This one with the top is still going to be 1 inch, even though that's going to be decorative on this one. All the rest of them will be the same. I'm going to do every board this way, so you don't want to listen to all that sawing. I'm going to turn you off, and I'm going to cut all these, and I'll get right back with y'all. 2 inch pieces cut. One of them, these two are at 20, and this one is at 15 1/4. And I'm going to nail them together to make the top frame of this bat house. Yep. I'll do it this way. The little board's got to go on the inside of the 20 inch. We're going to use a couple of them long 2 inch brad nails. I always think they're forever long. I'm going to nail this side. Make sure it didn't stick any through so we don't get no bats in the process. Perfect. Now, I told you I was cutting all these. I have all the lines set in them. I should be ready to go. So, I got to start off with my very top piece. It's got to have that straight edge cut off of it. I got to make some room because I'm running out of room. The cord's in the way. Alrighty. So, now that I got that, I got that top piece that's square on the top. I'm gonna tack nail it with some brad nails. I ought to put some glue in there. It is an outdoor project. I want it to last for a while. Alright, so I'm gonna start off putting some of this Titebond 3 on because it's an outdoor project. I got my 16.5 inch pieces that go on the back side, so that this part here has to go toward the bottom when I glue. And I gotta glue this edge because I didn't put no glue on it. No, that wouldn't be good. Anyway, one side wouldn't have failed. So now that we have our board set up and I know it's square because I've already checked the squareness, we are gonna rock and roll. Still using those 2 inch brad nails. I got a comment from one of my subscribers saying, "Hey, you should just call it a me nail since your name's Brad." I thought that was pretty funny, pretty clever. But I think they might get offended if I take their name, since I've had it my whole life. So I could technically call them me nails. I'm not gonna though. Man, this is coming out pretty good looking. I like this. I'm liking this already. Now you might have to adjust your board just a little bit on the end because the one end doesn't have a brace on it yet because it's the very front where the bats crawl into it. So there's nothing there for it. 2 more of these and we're golden. Look at that, no nails through, we're doing good. The major ought to be happy about that with orders from headquarters. She's been wanting one of these for a while. Put one more in. This is what the bottom, so the back side of the box, when you're looking at it, that's what it's going to look like. Now I got to put the front cover on. So, stand by. Alright, so I'm putting my glue on for this, getting my piece started, the straight edge. Now I got to glue the next piece. Got no nails sticking through. Good so far. Now, turn that light back off. I'll check that again when I get done. I decided to put a new little spin on the end of this project. I'm going to finish cutting this out and then I'm going to show you. Actually, he's going to be able to see as I'm cutting it, so stand by. Be ready for a little bit of noise. My bandsaw's a little loud, but I think you guys will want to see this. There you go, folks. A bat for our bat house. So, let's show you the final project over here. Okay. So, this is what it's going to look like, except for the next time you get to see it, this will be black. And that's the finished product. And it's the first time I've tried it, so if y'all liked it, like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. I could always use the help. So, this is Brad from Orders from Headquarters, signing out. Semper Fi, Marines.